Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party.
Hey guys, Wednesday. Yeah, I didn't do that brew review thingy yesterday. I was pooped when I came home. You're well, either you're very lazy or you're tired when you don't even want to, come down here and drink a beer. But today's Wednesday. We're under a warning. We're supposed to get 12 or more inches of snow starting at like midnight. The last one ended up being, I think the last one only ended up being like 10 inches. I know guys like in Florida, California, Georgia, and once again you get a couple inches of snow and everybody just runs screaming from their cars. I mean, they sell four-wheel drive vehicles all over the place, right? Today we are looking at Joe's Premium American Pilsner from Avery Brewing Company. This was something from NYHalfassprepper, and it's got the seal of approval from the United States Postal Service. I believe this one is 4.7%, and it looks something like this. And just as a heads up, I really don't have anything to talk about other than just recapping the same old things about Obama. But we are going to have a twofer. This one is from NYHalfassprepper, and something that he sent me a while back. Red Dog. Gonna take a little look at that. What is this from Pete? And he can't sing either. Well, as you can see from the intense, kind of looks like a Mountain Dew. There was carbonation, not much for head. We are cheating. We are in the flavor-enhancing glass from Big Sky Brewing Company from Montana. Okay, let's just do this. I mean, not to pick on Avery. So far, almost everything I've had from them has been, at least good. But we are talking about a Pilsner, which they can be exciting, I'm sure. Okay, hold on. Kind of your typical Pilsner. Maybe a little bit more pronounced on the hops in there. Kind of a little bit more of a bitterness towards the end than, say, something like She Provides. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of like everybody else's Pilsner, but kind of more of an edge to it because of that. A little bit more of a dry or kind of bitterness towards the end. I mean, trust me, it's good and cold and it's drinkable. No complaints there at all, right, Shelby? She's not really a Pilsner fan, though. She's more into the stouts and the porters. Yeah, see, I mentioned Pilsner and she whines and leaves. Sorry. God. Kind of a prima donna. Reminds me a lot of Chuck. You gotta be delicate. You upset him. You don't want to mess with him around nap time. Which I guess pretty much says you just don't want to mess with him, because I'm sure it's always a moment away from nap time. On the other hand, it has been exceptionally nice here the last few days. I believe we got into the we got into the 40s. It's 39 degrees as we speak. Yesterday, I believe we hit 35 or 36. So, get rid of what? Get rid of a little bit of that. I'm sorry, okay? You want a 1050, don't you? Yeah, don't you? You love the 1050s. Huh? Not really a Pilsner person, though. She gets you a Mickey's Big Mouth. Me and my friend Greg were talking about this today. How many of us actually have conversations with our dogs? Like if someone just kind of like wandered into the house and wondering who the hell you were talking to, right, Shelby? Oh, I don't have a blankie set up for you. Yeah, I'm sorry. Pilsner. I know you're not really want some. Want to try it? What do you think? Be funny to actually aim the camera at her. You give her like 1050 or something dark, and her tail's going the whole time, and look down at her, and it's like, do you even like that? She can get a couple of these. It's beer. On the E scale, I mean, here's my thoughts. You have a decent brewery doing a Pilsner. I mean, I like to reserve, my Pilsners for the people that's all they do. It'd be like, how many of you would rush out if Budweiser put out a stout or something? Seriously, do you think it's going to end up in the on the upper scale of everybody's thoughts? I doubt it. On the A scale, like I said, it's a decent for a Pilsner. I would say it's probably like a 6. I mean, like if a truck showed up with it, I'd take care of it and try to get rid of it before the born on date, kind of a thing. So, okay, just because I might throw these, especially if I actually have something to bitch or rant about, throw some of this stuff at the end. I know NYHalfassprepper's probably wondering lately. I've been pick and choosing through the really good stuff, and some of the stuff that I know came from Clarence City has ended up at the back shelf of the refrigerator. But we might as well take a look at it. So, Red Dog. Yeah, she seems happy about it. This is a premium beer from Plank Road Brewery, 16 ounces. Some big bold print, so the NASCAR people can read it. This glass might be necessary for this. it actually is darker in color than the Joe's, but well, it has good carbonation. It actually has a decent, deep color. Produced some head. Okay, so you guys that maybe don't follow Facebook, it's one of those things where it was like, duh, Evil Neil. Neil, like, one of his friends challenged him to drink a pint and upload the video to Facebook. Oh my God, no way! Not drink a pint? Shit! So Neil one of the, and then you're supposed to tag 3 people, and one of the people that Neil tagged was me, and I'm just like, okay, come downstairs, drink a freaking pint, and upload it, and I tagged Heffy and Nick. They both already put theirs up. We're waiting on Paul. I guess he's supposed to be within 24 hours, but someone like Paul, a little bit like Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. I'm sure he'll drink his beer when he's good and ready. So, cheers. Wonder if the white and black dog would like the red dog. Well, compared to the Joes, this is pretty much lacking in flavor. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what the alcohol percentage is on this. My guess would be more than 5%. Do you know, Shelby? Any idea? Bueller? We could call him and ask. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my guess. Is 4.5 or 5%. So. As far as politics goes, same old, same old. The Obama, AKA piece of shit, America destroyer, by design, may I point out. That's what I just laugh, is all the people are like, well, he's trying, but Bush fucked so much stuff up, it's the best he could do. Whew, that Bush, that guy was such a loser, wasn't he? God, someone like Obama can't even spend his way in order to, fix America. I know personally that's what we do around here. It's like, if it turns out that, our household expense every month is, let's just, throw a number out there, $1,500. We try to spend at least $2,500 just because that's what Obama would do. Then, of course, I realize both sides pick and choose when the CBO and, people like that release information. But one of the ones I thought was very interesting is, for the most part, that's like, I'll give that, no matter who's been there, for the most part politically, just kind of walks the line. And, you may not know what, where they lean, but it's like, the latest report from the CBO about the whole raising the unemployment, big mistake. Yeah, no shit. Of course it's going to be a big mistake. Dickoramas like Obama think that, we need to punish a small business or business in general because, Lord knows if you can't get everything you need from the government, all the rest of this, businesses and all that are just useless. So you should be able to get everything from government. Government doesn't make anything that it doesn't steal from somebody else, but that's just a completely different side note. But seriously, I mean, I realize, once again, speaking to the choir, but I understand the logic. I mean, I even posted a thing on the Patriots Guild, and a couple of liberal knobs came over there and like, oh, I've got a college degree and blah blah blah, and I can't find anything, and I just need a job where it'd be nice if unemployment was like $19 an hour. It's like, yeah, no shit. It'd be nice if any job was $19 an hour. Ass candle. And it's just like, you don't understand. It's like, yeah, I do understand. Thank you, Shelby. Just get comfortable over there. I do understand. If you want to, say, try to punish somebody like he's already doing with the Obama fiasco, the Obamacare, if you take a small company, I mean, it doesn't even matter what company, McDonald's, you think a frickin' Happy Meal is going to not be $20 if every employee in there is making at least the new minimum wage of whatever they set it at? I've seen people wanting it to be like $15 an hour. Well, guess what? All these people are going to raise their rates in order to compensate for having to pay people more. It's the only way they're going to make it. And I don't remember the name of the business. It's a restaurant. They actually put on their thing that their rates for their food had to go up because of Obamacare. At least they're being fair. It's going to be that case everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, if you want me to stand by my thoughts on like, for instance, the minimum wage. Maybe the minimum wage should have been tied to some kind of a cost of living, and if, say, at your job, you automatically get like 25 cents increase per year just on cost of living, maybe minimum wage should be tied to something like that, because I realize that maybe it shouldn't be left at, I don't even know what the hell it is right now, $7.55, $7.45, 7 something, and have it stay like that forever. Everything else didn't stay like that, so maybe some kind of a little bit of a bump. But to sit here and go, it needs to be $9.50 or $10 an hour, everything's going to have to go up. And you throw that along with Obamacare, you're just, I mean, at this death spiral that this piece of shit has put us into right now, and people just seem to like, I'll talk to people that should even know better. I don't even give a shit what political party they're part of. Do you realize that right now we cannot even afford to pay the interest on our debt? Can't pay the interest on our debt. How do you pay the debt off? Better start learning to speak Chinese or Chinese. God, because it's sad. It's sad to see everything that's happened, but I've never seen so much destruction to a country in such a short amount of time. It just goes to show what happens when people vote with their emotions instead of actually looking at the record as to what the person is. Because I know I personally get sick and tired of making a comment and having some half-wit moron idiot immediately say I'm racist. Really? Yeah, to me it's just a coincidence that this fuck-up, Obama, doesn't matter what color he is. He's a fuck-up. I wouldn't trust him to check the air pressure in my tires, let alone run the country. And if his first term wasn't proof of that, this planet, well, not planet, the planet, this our country is filled with so many people that just don't want to look at it, don't want to see what it is. Remember having a conversation with my niece going, oh, but he's just he's so dreamy. Dreamy? Who gives a shit about his dreaminess? He needs to have a brain, which wasn't included, evidently, but we'll never know. We'll never know anything about him because he has spent millions of dollars. How many of you can say you've spent millions of dollars since the time you were born just to survive, build a house, buy cars, get things for your family, presents? Spent millions. Have you spent millions in the time that you've been alive? Because Obama has spent millions hiding his identity. Evil Neil, you happy? Got bitched at because the brew review was too short. He felt he got gypped out of 20 minutes of his life. Okay, so as far as beers that you would, you know, if you're into craft beers and stuff like that, maybe you just, you know, overlook or pass by something like this. It's smooth. It has kind of a creamy characteristic to it. It's not harsh. It doesn't have anything metallic. It doesn't taste like ass water. It's not bad for a premium. You know, just a Pilsner. It actually has a little bit of a caramel sweetness. Where would I put it on the E scale? Again, you know, it's probably, you know, you just say something nice about it, and then you know, you go like, well, I say it's shit. No, it's I'd say, being generous, 3. But before everybody leaves, because dumbass is just standing here drinking a Red Dog. You know what I'm saying? What are we going to look at tomorrow? I was trying to decide. Something from Nick, probably. I do have a couple things in there that I picked up. But we'll wait on that because, you know, Nick is more important. And he did take the challenge. I mean, not to pick on Nick, but it almost looked like he was gagging on a penis as opposed to just enjoying a pint. But no, Heffy, no, he took it like a man. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like Travis at the truck stop. You know, it's just look professional. So let's grab something in here from Nick's stash. In a can or a bottle? Bottle. Yeah, I heard that. Bottle. The brown ale, or let's do the stout. Sydney Street Premium Stout, not just your lackadaisical crappy stout, but this is a premium stout, a limited edition premium stout. Can I tell you about it? I don't see an alcohol percentage on here. Sure it is though. It's probably 5.2% by volume. It's like, what the hell is the running water, but the dishwasher's running? So, let's take a look at that tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. And we have to pick it up a little bit on a Thursday. Almost Thursday over a Friday, you know, liver damage Thursday. So, take a look at the premium stout. Oh yeah, that's in a girthy bottle. Doesn't even fit properly up on that. Gotta be careful though, because we don't want to repeat what happened with the pine water. Yeah, I won't be opening that for a while. Okay, well, before this turns into a threefer and Steve is going, yeah! I got bitched out about him, too. It says, it's been a while since I've seen you open a beer with a penis. It's true. I actually, I still have to do that video for the e-bomi side on the magnets. I've only had them like forever. But, usually they're like hanging right there, so it's like at any time there's a dick over me. It's kind of like, you know, most of us at work. And I was actually about 15 feet ahead of the cable guy, and I'm just like, oh. There really is no good explanation for two large penises hanging from the ceiling of your basement. I mean, you could try, but I don't think most of them sound believable. Okay, well, the one thing I do know is got a buttload of comments and shit to catch up on because I literally did nothing yesterday. I mean, I took a picture of my dinner sitting next to the yummy Bell's Hop Slam that I had, and went and sat on the couch and watched a little of my new favorite station, Velocity. And next thing you know, I had zero motivation, and Ms. Bomi was like, you can go do a brew review, and I'm just like, no. So, sorry about that, but from now on, you know, in the event that I'm unable to do one each and every day, Chuck said that he would take care of that for me. So, oh, excuse me. So, there you go. Cheers, everybody, and Neil, for, you know, getting screwed out of your brew review time. I hope this makes up for it. But yeah, we should get all. I just say everybody just drop what you're doing and go out and buy something expensive, because if you're living paycheck to paycheck, the best thing you can do is just spend your way out of the hole that you're in. So. Okay. Not exactly sure what the hell she's wearing. So I will talk to you guys later.